Several years ago, I went to a 10-day silent meditation retreat. And this was led by recordings and videos of S.N. Goenka that I think were recorded about 30 years ago. And these 10-day silent trainings are still run today with these 30-year-old videos, and they're phenomenal. But one of the recurring themes in this, something that he would say regularly, is no one is coming to save you. You must work out your own liberation. And this would bring about a feeling of kind of depression or overwhelm or hopelessness, because at the time there was the thought that I can't do this, that I'm here to get information from outside of me to teach me how to do this because I don't have it myself. And a lot of times when I would hear messages that everything we need is already inside of us, I took it to be kind of non-literal, to be fanciful or poetic. And when we adopt this idea, and I think it's a lot easier now that there's so much information online, so much interaction to be had, so many like micro directions to go. It feels like if I just find the right teacher who says it the right way, or I hear exactly the right phrasing, something's going to happen. And it's ultimately about our own openness. It's just openness, the ability to listen cleanly and watch cleanly what is occurring around us. That is what is within us. That is the capacity that is had within every human experience. When you just stop, when the commentary stops, we can see clearly what's in front of us. We see the background that we've been missing, and the background comes to the front of our experience over time, or maybe immediately, depending on how it unfolds. So this idea that someone is going to save me, somebody's going to help me with this, something's going to come along in my life that's going to make me feel happier, and then I'll be able to take in this message to finally realize my true nature, or whatever it is codependent. It's codependent on things outside of yourself. Ultimately, you have every capability. We're basically God tricking ourselves into thinking that we're humans. And because of that trick, which is intentional, there's the experience of being separate. And that feeling of being separate brings about this kind of angst that we can't understand. And then we're walking around saying, oh, okay, in life there are these questions that we just can't answer. And then when the answer presents itself, we say, no, that's not it. That can't be it. That's too obvious. So we keep seeking and seeking. And then one day it clicks and you realize, okay, it was so easy that I missed it. So most of my journey has felt full of work. It seemed like, okay, I just have to yoga my way out of this. When my body is clean enough and fit enough, my mind is going to follow suit, and then everything's going to be fine. And on a relative sense, those things can improve the experience of being human, or of, playing a human. But beyond that, in a kind of universal sense, an ultimate sense, these things are not going to help you realize who you really are if there is not an openness to what's right in front of you. They can become obstacles if you make them an obstacle. So if we say yoga is the one path, well, hopefully that does it for you, because you're limiting the entire rest of the world's library of wisdom. You can stare at a tree and realize who you really are. And I had, there were experiences like that for me before I knew what self-realization really was. It sounded very far off. It sounded foreign. It wasn't something that was going to happen for me. And yet I just looked at a tree and I saw the kind of It was asymmetrical and symmetrical at the same time. And I saw a kind of intelligence and a stillness in the design and the life of the tree. And at the time, I attributed that to God, to this force outside of myself that was better than me, and so it gave me hope. Because in the mind, it was like whatever's going on in here is so lowly, so bad. I need something outside of me to fix this. And when we drop that, that is a huge and fundamental step in becoming open to finding the answer within ourselves.